Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Paphos Project. In this video, I'm getting stuck into the plumbing. While I thought it wasn't too bad, it turned out to be another fun surprise of rusted, ruined pipes, non-functional drainage, and all sorts of fun and games. Later in the video, you'll get to see some of the nastiest pipes you've ever seen, a ruined drain, me learning the value of hard hats, and the potential dangers of not wearing one, as well as working at the top of a ladder during one of the largest earthquakes in Cyprus. So stick around, it's a good one.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the roof. So in a previous video you'll have seen me demolishing the old water tank, and I left the frame and the boiler and the solar panels in place hoping I could reuse them. Turns out that it's not really worth it. Probably gonna have to replace them within 2 or 3 years anyway, and for the price of a full new system, might as well get it all done, get it out of the way, make sure it's all new and up to spec. What that means is that I need to remove all of this from the roof. That includes removing the boiler. So as far as I know, it should be completely drained. Same goes to the solar panels. They are still functional though. So theoretically, if there's any water in there, it's gonna be fucking hot. So I need to be extra careful so I don't get covered in boiling, scalding water. I'm also on my own, so that's gonna make things extra challenging. I need to get it all off the roof too. 13 meters up in the air. So it's around it all. It's gonna be an interesting day.
As you can probably tell from the slightly apprehensive tone, the idea of getting scalded had me a little nervous, if I'm honest. As the work on the house has progressed, there have only been a couple of jobs that had me worried, and having hot steam burst out of this old heating system was certainly one of them. But in the end, it all actually turned out fine. A lot of worry about nothing, really. Here you can see the main issue with leaving the old frame in place. When it was put in, the roof sealant was put around the struts. That means the 1.5 tons of water sitting on top were shifting the bitumen strips and sealant every time we had an earthquake. They were also rusty as hell inside, so they have to go to seal the roof properly. With the frame removed, it's time for the delivery from Kafson Solar Systems. These guys build the entire system at their local workshop and deliver it to the roof for a great price. It lets me support the local businesses and get a top quality system to boot. I managed to get a 1500 litre tank, 2 new top of the line solar panels, a 2.5 bar pump, boiler and frame delivered on my roof for less than €1,500. You can't get much better than that, really. You might notice that this frame isn't as high as those on the neighbouring roofs around me. That's because the older systems were all gravity-based for pressure. I wanted a more modern system with a high-pressure pump, so my new shower will have nice heft once it's installed and ready to go. Thanks again to Capsons for a great deal and smooth installation. I highly recommend these guys if you're in the Paphos area and looking for a new hot water system. Time to repair the damage the old frame did to the roof sealant. As you saw in a previous video, the roof is covered with strips of bitumen that are then sealed with aluminium bitumen paint. I really didn't want to invest in all the tools required to repair that, so a local tradesman told me about these rolls of bitumen with adhesive. They work great. You cut the section to repair out, cut strips to seal it with a nice margin, clean the area, and just patch over it. Moving on to the main job, the plumbing. We started off back in the bathroom. It's easy to see where the old pipes need to be removed run. These need to be dug out and stripped. Once that's done, we can lay new pipe in pipe and attach the fittings for the shower, sink, and toilet. You can see the state of these old pipes here. Granted, they're about 50 years old, so they've put in their time. I actually didn't think they were that bad initially, but wait until we rip them out and you can see the insides. Look away now if you're squeamish. This was the inside of the pipes leading to the shower and the sink. Yeah, the water you brush your teeth with. Felt a bit sick when I saw this, as I'd actually lived in the house for a month early last year, but thankfully I'd used bottled water while I was staying there. I knew the pipes were old, but this is a level of toxic crap in the pipes that will either kill you or give you superpowers. Let's just say the decision to fully remove all the old pipes is 100% the right choice. With the nasty old pipes removed, I need to clean and chip enough of a channel to fit the new pipes. This will be modern, clean pipe in pipe, which is basically a pipe inside a conduit. As there will be a total of 2 hot and 3 cold pipes, the original channels needed to be expanded to fit them. I also took the opportunity to clean any old cement so we can repair any damaged wall before plastering and tiling starts.
Alright, that is the nasty old steel pipe gone out of the bathroom. You can see in this clip, they were just horrible. The inside on a couple of them were almost completely sealed. The rest of them were all really rusty, really unpleasant. Anyway, gone now. I'm replacing it all with PVC piping. So it's going to bring it up to modern standards. It's also going to be a lot more hygienic. Next, I need to rip up all of this flooring. You'll have seen in the removing the pink bathroom video, I got rid of all the lovely baby pink tiles, but now I've got the underlay to get rid of. I need to lift all of that out and get rid of it all so that I can put new underlay down and waterproof everything and get it ready for the new tiles, which are in a safe storage location. Now it's time for the floor. I've got the bathroom furniture and fittings, shower tray, shower mixer tap, shower head, glass panel, toilet, vanity, mirror, all that stuff on order, should be coming in the next couple of weeks. So I need to get this done. I need to get this whole floor up, get all the concrete out, get it ready for a new floor. That's going to be a job for the trusty sledgehammer and the power hammer. So I better get on with it, really. Let's go. And once again, sorry, there's going to be some vertical video. It's really tight in here, and the landscape video just doesn't really fit. I can't get the camera tripod back far enough to actually get much in once I'm doing that. So sorry, doing my best. Thanks. Well, that was the morning. managed to get all of the cement up. It was actually pretty easy in the end. Luckily, it wasn't put down, bonded to the cement underneath. So I've managed to get, as I said, all of that up, which is exposed generally some really nice smooth cement. There are some bubbly bits, but I get the feeling that with the power hammer, I should make pretty short work of those. It has also given us a really nice deep floor to put all of the plumbing and then the gyprock and then the tiles on top of, and it should all be able to go flush. So I'm really happy with that. I'm going to go have some lunch and a big drink of water, and then we'll get on with it this afternoon and just finish it off. Thanks.
With the return of my trusty foreman, we need to plan out where and how we're going to run the main water supply from the roadside up to the roof and into the new tank. We also need to get all the fittings secured from the pump to the water supply and the hot water system. For all of the external pipework, we're using hard pipes, which get glued together using an adhesive that seems to melt the pipe a little before setting to give a seal that can cope with the pressure over the years to come. That will then run to a new manifold on the balcony from where it's distributed to various outlets and provides the ability to isolate them if required for the future. Once again, we're creating a highly detailed and technical planning document on brown paper with pen. If it's good enough for a treasure map, it's good enough for a building plan in my book. As you can see, because of the way the roof lip is built, we had to cut and glue L-shapes into the pipe so it would clear the edge while staying neat and tidy. This took a little thinking, a bit more than I care to admit really, but as always we figured it out. kind of crazy to think that that tiny little pipe is going to have enough capacity to supply the whole house, but it definitely does. It filled that 1.5 ton tank pretty quick. So while it might not look like much, this is the moment I was up on a ladder, balancing to secure new pipes to the wall, when the 10th largest earthquake in the history of Cyprus hit. In fact, it was a twin earthquake, with similar sized event hitting us shortly afterwards. Both were around 5.3 on the Richter scale, which was enough to make the whole building wobble and sway and give me quite the thrill. We decided it was probably enough work for the day, and decided to have a beer instead. Coming back the next morning, I finished off running the pipes down the wall and got the manifold installed. It may not be impressive to a professional, but damn if I'm not stoked with how these pipes turned out. It's amusing to think how my perspective on achievements has changed as I work on this project. Pipes. I'm proud of pipes. Here we are about to see a real-world example of why women live longer than men, and why maybe health and safety regs might be valid after all. Keep an eye on the screen, just above my head. I think the look on my face says it all. That 4-kilo lump of metal fell 3 meters and passed my baldy head by mere inches. Next time, I think I'll wear the hard hat that's in my shed. And with that bit of excitement out of the way, it was on to removing the remaining pipes from the walls. A steel mallet, the power hammer, some old pipe as a pry tool, and a few blows later, and we've removed all the remaining ruined pipe from the wall. The state of these was truly shocking. Not a single one was intact. They were all rusted through and were frankly more sieves than pipes. These fucking things have been leaking water and God knows what else into the wall for years. Not a single one was without fully rusted through sections, as you can see here in a second. Keeping the trend of what other fun surprises will we find, we were led to our next little discovery, the state of the primary toilet drain. God help us all. As I'm sure even those of you unfamiliar with drainage systems, such as myself, can see the problem here. The main toilet pipe is supposed to actually connect to this drain. God only knows how long it's been like this, but there was a 1.5 meter wide by 0.5 meter deep hole into which all the horrible things you're imagining have been draining into. Thank the old gods I hadn't used the toilet since April and it had a whole boiling hot summer to dry out. So, a quick delivery of 2 tons of sand and a load of Portland cement from our friends at Oikos DIY Supplies, and we can get on with another unexpected repair. First, we had to dig out all the loose soil, which showed us the extent of the problem. Luckily, the slab managed to hold together all the drain covers, and although the soil underneath was loose, we managed to dig it out and get back to solid ground. Once ready, we filled the empty void with an initial pour of cement, then reinforced it using leftover tiles to give it additional stability. This could have been much worse if we hadn't found it that day, as that evening we had our first extended downpour of the season. Luckily, we got the job done in time, covered with a weatherproof tarp, which, if anything, helped keep the pour moist and compressed so it cured nice and strong. Here's the latest addition to my toolbox. Because this hole needs to fit 5 new water supply lines and need to be bigger, and I really didn't want to smash another jagged hole with a hammer, so I bought the biggest drill bit I've ever owned, so far. Moving back into the bathroom at long last, we can get started on the false wall. This is needed to run the pipes behind the wall to the new shower fittings, and we'll have to support the gyprock panels and tiles. That meant we needed to frame up a support structure with timber. The challenge here is that, as we've all come to realize, there is not a single straight wall in my house. So while I may have a fancy new laser level, this was far from a simple task. First, we measured the required space behind the wall and what the distances between each section needed to be to support the waterproof gyprock and tiles. Then it's on to cutting lumber, drilling holes for the expanding bolts, and securing it to the wall. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? Because I decided I'd like a recessed alcove for shower gel and the like, we had to make sure there was a section at the right height to accommodate this. With the framing done, it's finally time to pull the pipe through, test the seals under pressure, and then cement them into place. This has been another massive effort, and while I'd love to show off a finished job, this needed time to cure. So we moved on to the next job of pouring a new slab for the bathroom. I'm going to get that out in another video with a shorter time between them, as I already have the footage ready to go. It's been an insane journey so far, and 2025 has taught me a lot about what I'm capable of, the friends I have, and how far you can get with some support, some grit, and a lot of YouTube videos. I really appreciate all the support, and if you're still watching, maybe you can click on the subscribe button for me. I already have more people watching than I ever thought would be interested, so no pressure. Thanks again, with lots more to come from Paphos Project soon.